Welcome to Dragonfly Trading System. My name is Carrie, and I'm a full-time Elliott Wave trader in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin, ETH, and Luna. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the market, and I intend to trade it. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader yourself, the link is in the description below for my Discord. I have many plans for everyone, whether you want to just have live TA or you want to learn my entire system. Take a look. The $1 a day TA is going away at midnight tonight. So if you're interested in that plan, please take advantage of it. All right, let's get started. So we're on Bitcoin. We are going to close a weekly candle. If it closes the way it is right now, it'll be a shooting star. If it was to push down more, it would become a gravestone doji. If we were to push up, we would have to push up significantly and at least push up to 42,000 to wipe out the shooting star look. Okay. It's a bearish candle, yes, but we're going to talk about it, okay? All right. Let's talk about RSI just a little bit here. And I know I kind of go over this in every video, but it's so important to know the ranges and the zones and what the RSI needs to do to get out of here. The bullish zone is from 40 to 100. When you are trending bullishly, that is what you want to maintain. And as you can see, Bitcoin was trending between 50 and pushing way up into 93, 94 when it was in a bull run. So if we want to get back on track, that's what we have to do. We have to get back up into the bullish zone. And right now on the weekly time frame, we are in the bearish zone, which is 70 to 0. You can clearly see we've been rejected at 70. This weekly has got to get back up into the bullish zone. And it has to transition out of the bearish into the bullish. Okay. It needs to climb and push up over 70 and then find support between 40 and 50 and push back up into over 70 again to get us out of here. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this count just for a second. This is the count that everybody's looking at. That we're in a 1, a 2, a 3. We're hoping this is a 4. And that it's going to potentially not break 30K, 29K, whatever this is here. And then push up for a big fifth wave. We need to take into consideration that this might have been a fourth and this could have been a fifth. This is an alternate count. Because when I pull time on this fourth wave, it's telling me that this could have been a fourth. Can this still be a fourth? It can be. It can be, but we just need to keep this in mind. Because if we do go into a bear market, then this is exactly what the count was. And most likely, we're going to be coming down somewhere potentially to the top of the 20K run, to potentially even deeper, because when we put on the VPVR, you can see where the major support comes in, right around 12,000. Okay, so I know we want that fifth wave. I want it too. But we do have, gaps. Are we going to fill them now? Honestly, I'd rather fill them now than later if we're going to fill them. Okay. Some don't believe in gaps. They think that they're just nothing. But it seems that we always do fill them eventually. So if we are, I'd rather just get them out of the way and never come back to it. So we need to consider this count, okay? We need to consider it. And not get tunnel vision that the only thing that can happen is that we're going to get this big fifth to the upside, because it may not happen, guys. We may very well go into a bear market, okay? So decide, make a plan is what I'm trying to say here. Make a plan for yourself that if we crack 30K, what is your plan? Have a plan in place. Don't wait till it does it and then panic. Have a plan. Okay. Let's go down to the daily. And I'm going to turn this off just for a minute. As you can see, on the daily also, when it's trending, the daily likes to hold 50 and push way up into the 90s when it's trending bullishly, because the bullish range is from 40 to 100. Right now, we're stuck in the bearish range, which is 70 to 0. So the daily needs to transition out of this range into the bullish range. So how can it do that? Because that's what it really needs to do. Well, we do have the triangle count. Let's talk about it. Now, I know that a lot of people are looking at this current move very bearishly. But let me zoom in just a little bit. Could be possible that this 5 waves down is connected to this 3 waves up. And now we're getting another 5 waves down, and it's not the start of something. It's the end of something. Because I don't like, if you pull a fib extension on this, how the market stopped between 2 fib levels. It stopped between the 618 and the 1-to-1. Corrections don't do that. They don't stop clearly in the middle of 2 fib extensions. This correction over here tagged the 618 to the T. They always do. They tag a fib extension. They can front run it by a little bit, but not dead center like this. It's just very weird, and it bothers me. So it could be that what we're doing here is making a middle connector. And then we're going to use this white leg attached to connector and push to the upside. This would be a flat, a 3, a 3, and a 5. And we could get up here for this D for the triangle. So what does the daily RSI need to do to be able to do this? If we're going to come lower, we would hold potentially this bullish divergence. If we were to come lower, we would create reversal divergence. This would be going downwards, and this would be going upwards. It would be a beautiful thing. The daily needs to push up above 70 when it's on its way in this C wave. Then it needs to find support on 40 as it's coming down for the E. And it may push up several times on its way up for the C. But what it needs to do is transition and get itself into the bullish range. And the whole key is pushing over 70, holding 40, pushing over 70 again. Okay? That's what you need to look for. And this is a potential way that we can get up there for the triangle. Okay. If it's not triangle, which it's totally possible that it's not, then we've got the potential for the WXY. Now, let's talk about it. This X can come out like this, meaning that even if we are doing the middle wave here, the way that I think it may go, if we don't get up there for D, we could create an X that's just a bigger connector. And then we will be connecting this W leg to the X and down for Y. Okay. So this is a potential alternate count. And the last thing is that I'll just have to accept that it stopped in the middle, and this has made a three-wave move, and this is the bearish option, and that is all we're going to go to the upside. And now this is W, this is all the X we're going to get, and now we're coming down for Y. And I see this middle part as a double zigzag. ABC, ABC. I know that a lot of people are counting it as 5, but I don't see it as 5. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean that I'm right, but that's my opinion. So if, which would mean this 5 waves is starting the first zigzag, and then we'll potentially have another one that's connected here in the middle between an X. Overall, WXY. Okay. All right, so that's Bitcoin in a nutshell right there. Let's move over to ETH. ETH has the same weekly candle. Okay. Same exact one. There's no difference between them very much at all. We have the same expectations with ETH, that we want a 1 and a 2, all this to be 3, we're in 4 and 5. But we need to take the same consideration for ETH that this could be a 5th. Because time is landing right in there for that 4th wave also. So if we do go into a bear market, that's exactly what happened. Same thing with ETH. The weekly time frame needs to get out of this bearish zone. You can clearly see we've been rejected at 70 and we're pushing way down. It needs to transition out of it. How can it do it? The same exact way Bitcoin can. Because ETH's going to follow pretty much Bitcoin. And get up here for this triangle and create it the same exact way. This would have to be an A, a B, and a C. And then we'd have to push up as a flat A, B, C. The daily, same exact way I showed you on Bitcoin, is how it needs to transition out of here. When it comes down for E, where this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. When it comes down for E, the daily would be coming down, holding the 40 to 50 zone. That's what has to happen for us to get out of here. We got to create this triangle. We have to. Or we're making WXY in my book. Okay. And also with ETH, this X could get bigger, where it uses this middle for a connector. And really, honestly, both Bitcoin and ETH need to do this. If they're not going to make the triangle, they need to make a bigger X. Okay. If they can get up high enough, both Bitcoin and ETH, they could turn this into a B. And the only difference is we wouldn't come down in 3. We could potentially come down in 5 if they can get up high enough, which is the 618 in my system. Okay. That is ETH. All right, Luna. Luna the Beast. I call it the Beast. It's just an incredible coin. It does its own thing a lot of times. All right, so what do we have here? Well, I'm looking at this count. And as you can see, one thing, Luna on the weekly, what has it done here? It has held the 40 to 50 zone. Luna is still in the bullish zone for its weekly time frame. It has not broken into the bearish zone on the weekly. All right, let's talk about the count here. Let me see if I can get it all in. Maybe I need to go up a little bit. All right. I'm seeing this as a 1 and a 2. All this in the middle is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third of the third. This is the highest point on RSI where you got the divergence between the third and the fifth. This is our third. We pulled down for a fourth, and I see this as a fifth wave. Let's move in a little closer. I see this as a 1 and a 2, 3, 4, and ending diagonal for 5. It was a little bit of a tough count in there, but that's the way I'm looking at it. So what can Luna do here? Well, its fourth wave is way down here. Its prior fourth. So Luna could very well hold the top of this and be very bullish and come down for another fourth and push up. I'm sure that there is more data back here, and I don't have it all. And there's probably, and I think I have been told that there is more data. So there's probably a wave back here. Okay. Which means that, oh, where's my thing? I'll just use this. Which means that this is going to be a 1. All of this a higher degree 2. All of this a higher degree 3. And if Luna can, hold this upper zone for a fourth and not come down into this lower zone, that is going to be really bullish for a fourth, which means it's going to be higher to push up for the fifth that would go with this one back here. Okay. Now let's look at the smaller time frame. And talk about it. Oops. Get down a little lower so you can see it. I see this as 3 waves W, 3 waves X, 3 waves Y. Now let's talk about this. This is where Bitcoin has made that middle connector. If Luna can hold this prior degree fourth here and not break it and push up for a fifth, we will have a 5-wave move. If Luna fails, then 5-wave comes off the table and I will be looking at it as an ABC, which still means bullish because we have 3, this would be 3, and it would come down for 3 or 5, and there's a very good chance that it would hold here. And that's really bullish for Luna. Okay. So let's see what Luna does up here. It's going to be the tell-all. Okay. If it can create the 5-wave, then it's going to pull back and be on its way back to bullish. Okay. For that arrow I just drew. Back to mooning. Okay. All right, so that is it, guys. If you watched my video to the end, let me know what you think of my headband, Dragonfly Trading System, wore one today, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you in the next one.